Okay, folks, so you have made it to the end of general chemistry. And rather than doing a comprehensive exam like I normally would, I thought that instead we would do an in-class project. So this in-class project will take the place of a written final exam, but I'm going to expect really, really, really good work. So let me show you how you're going to find everything. So right here under classwork, you're going to click and you'll see that final project should be at the top of your classwork section. And right under it, you're going to see the material superhero villain project. And you'll click on that. And when you do that, a Google Doc is going to pop up. And you're getting a copy of this in class as well so that you can look over it and you can have it to take home with you as you're doing some thinking on this. So basically what's happened is you have been asked to create a new superhero or villain whose appearance, characteristics, and powers will be based on one of the elements in the periodic table. So you're writing a storyline for this particular element. So the way that you're going to do it, just a quick brief overview, is you're going to start by doing some fact finding. So I've got a fact finding worksheet that you're going to fill out, and then as you're fact finding, you're going to begin to portray your character through these properties of this element, and then finally you'll write a story, an original story that stars your element, and you will turn in all 3 assignments to receive your final grade. So there's just a few little details. There will be no duplicates because I'm assigning all of your elements. There is no trading. When you turn in your work must match my original document that says that this is the element that you were assigned. And it's going to take you a few hours to complete. Now you're going to have plenty of time in class to get it done. I think we've got it set up where you're going to work 4 class sessions. So that's going to be a total of 6 hours that you'll have to be able to complete it. And then if you find that you're running behind or you have to be out for testing or something like that, you may need to work a little bit on your own at home. But I do expect excellence. When this is all over with, I want to see a top-notch, high-quality final product that we can all be proud of. For grading, there is a rubric which I will show you, and you're getting a copy of that in class as well. You're getting a minor grade for your fact-finding worksheet and your character drawing. Those 2 grades will be added together and averaged, and then that also goes as 50% of your final project grade. So basically you get a minor grade for the worksheet, a minor grade for the character drawing. Those 2 minor grades get averaged together, and then that gets put into your total overall final project exam grade. So let's look at how the format works. You're going to turn in 3 assignments to me. Assignment number 1 is the fact-finding worksheet, and you're going to type directly into that Google Doc. You cannot send me pictures of a Google Doc. It has to be a typed in, and I'm going to show you where you're going to find that particular worksheet. Assignment 2 is your drawing of your superhero or villain, and in this case I am going to accept a picture, or if you want to scan it using notes in your phone or another scanner app, you can send in a scan. And then assignment 3 will be your typed storyline, and once again this must be typed directly into a Google Doc. No pictures will be accepted. So let's just go through assignment 1 first. So here's assignment 1. It's the fact sheet and character development worksheet. So basically you're going to follow the prompts to help you with your research. You're going to use credible resources, and you're going to type your answers in complete sentences into this worksheet. And I want you to be creative, but I want you to base everything on facts. And of course, you're going to use spell checks. Let me show you where this worksheet will be. Right here, assignment 1, fact finding worksheet. You'll click on that, and you're going to have your own Google Doc load. Your element will need to be typed right here, and your element will be given to you in class. And then you're going to begin to just type in to this document this information. And so this is a kind of a lengthy worksheet. It's 4 pages long. And when you're answering your questions, remember you're trying to incorporate properties of that element. So don't just go off onto some type of tangent, over creative. It needs to be creative based on facts. So that will be assignment 1. So for assignment 2, you are being given blank silhouettes of a male and female superhero. And so they're in the Google Classroom, but I'm giving you hard copies of this. So you have a female superhero image that will pop up, hopefully. There it is. So there's a female one, and then there is a male superhero that you can click on, and you can use that. But please understand that you don't necessarily have to have a human form. You may choose that your superhero or villain takes on another form, and that's fine. Just, you can be creative. Just remember you need to follow these restrictions or make sure you meet these requirements. It must be illustrated on an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. So that's actually just like a whole sheet of paper. It needs to be big enough so that I can see it. It must have some color, so make sure that it's colored. It must demonstrate visually 5 characteristics of your element from that fact sheet. And then those will be explained in your story. The 5 characteristics must be labeled and explained in your drawing. The drawing must correspond to the qualities of your superhero or villain. For example, if sulfur was your chosen element, the superhero's uniform or hair or skin, etc., must be yellow, since sulfur has a characteristic yellow color. Your illustration must include an emblem or symbol for your superhero or villain prominently displayed in the illustration. And this is explained in your storyline and explained in the storyline paper. And that emblem is discussed here in the fact sheet. You'll see it right here. Okay, so that is your drawing. So that's going to be a grade in itself. So 1 grade for the fact sheet, 1 grade for the drawing, and then those 2 grades will be averaged together and part of your final grade, which will include the story. So for your story in the Google Classroom, you're going to find assignment 3, story. And when you open it up, you're just going to come to a blank Google Doc. And this is for you to type your story in. So you may want to write, you might be one of those writers who likes to kind of write down your points on pieces of paper or whatever, and then come back in and flesh it out here in the Google Doc. That's fine with me, but your final project must be typed into this Google Doc. So for your assignment number 3, I'm going to be a big stickler on spelling and grammar. Okay, so make sure that you run spell and grammar check. Your story must be at least 1 page long and no longer than 2 pages. Your paper must have 1-inch margins, 1.5 spacing, so don't do 2. It must be a 12-point font, and I am requesting it be in Times New Roman. You need to come up with a story title that is creative and catchy. And you are going to discuss 8 properties of your element throughout the story. Remember, 5 of those you're going to discuss because they're going to be part of its physical attributes that we see when we look at it. So here are the 3 paragraphs. Paragraph 1 is your introduction historical perspective. So basically you're talking about your element in general. Paragraph 2 is the description of your hero or villain. This is where it's going to be pretty long, okay? It's an informative or factual portion of your storyline. So you're going to give a physical characteristics of it. You're going to talk a little bit about just the element in general. But remember, be creative, but just make sure that your creativity does not stray too far from scientific fact. And then lastly is your paragraph 3, your element's MO. So basically this is telling us about your hero or villain's life, some type of plot. You're going to tell me, where do they live? How do they make their getaway? Strengths, weaknesses, arch nemesis, sidekicks, things like that. So you're just going to kind of tell about it, and this is where you can really get creative. And so that's going to go here in this typed Google Doc. You'll put that information there. Now you'll notice in the Google Classroom there is a Works Cited page. I am expecting you, as you do your fact sheet and as you are writing your information about your superhero or villain, that you are keeping up with your Works Cited. And so you'll see right here on the criteria that I tell you I want three solid science sources. And you can use APA or MLA style, whichever one you feel more confident with. And you can use easybib.com to put your information in there, and then it'll make your Works Cited entry, and you just copy and paste it over into your Google Doc. I will not allow you to use for this project Wikipedia, any online encyclopedias, any Prezis, slideshows, or blogs. So it needs to be a solid science source that you find from somewhere. So when you get finished, you are going to upload your fact-finding worksheet to here. You will upload your character drawing here, and then you will upload your assignment, the story here, and finally your Works Cited page right here. Okay, so you've got 4 things that you're going to have to upload in order to get everything graded. And once again, I've given you a rubric in class, a hard copy of the rubric, but there is a rubric here for you to look at as you're going through. If you have any questions about your final project, please feel free to email me or text me. I may not get right back to you, but I hopefully will be able to within a day or two to let you know what you need to do. Remember, stay with your element. Don't swap your element. Make sure that you research the element that's been given to you, and you will find your element assignments here in the final project in the next few days. If you have any questions, let me know. See you later.